Good morning and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ian and I am joined by
Mike.
And
Oh.
We are FDT-TV. If you haven't seen us already, we talk a lot of gibberish about West Ham, Arsenal and Liverpool and VAR, as does every other podcast that is anything to do with football.
Fan.
Yeah, so we are available on audio only. We are available on YouTube. So wherever you consume your podcasts, we will be there. We've got lots of stuff that comes out every week, lots of videos on YouTube. So if you are listening to the audio, then go over to YouTube, FDT-TV, click subscribe. You'll see our big gold cup, and just enjoy, really. This week we've had an international break.
Pretty exciting.
That really sums it up, doesn't it? That's everyone's opinion on the international break. So we've played Ireland, we've played Belgium, and we have a game against Iceland. Or is that scrapped? I don't know. I don't care.
No, it's still going ahead, but it's irrelevant.
Yeah,
because
it's a
we can
pointless
no
game.
longer qualify for the Nations League.
Yeah, I think they were pointless
We won
anyway.
one, we lost one, and now it doesn't matter.
But that means we'll have a very quick recap of these England games, and then we'll move on, as everyone wants to move on because no one cares about England. Right, versus Ireland, we won 3-0.
Yep.
Any opinions?
Was a very comfortable win. I thought Jadon Sancho was brilliant. His goal was pucker. Old Slabhead come up with a good header. Nearly had one shortly after, I think it was.
Should have had at least 3 goals.
Yeah, he was quite good. It was just a comfortable win. I to be honest, I thought Ireland were going to make more of a game of it. If you go back and look at our previous videos, you can see my prediction for the game, where I do give some very interesting statistics. I make it sound interesting, I promise. I don't.
Is there such a thing as interesting statistics?
Well, it depends if you're a football
Declan Rice
geek.
had the most interceptions against Belgium, the most pass accuracy of anyone on the pitch. That's interesting.
But didn't he cause the deflection for their first goal?
Yeah, but we don't take L's, mate. Worry about that.
With the record that we had against the Republic of Ireland, I thought they were going to make more of a game of it. But we got the win. It was a friendly. I think everyone knew it was a friendly. They didn't really come at us.
I think we should have won about 7-0.
Yeah.
I think we were very, very poor in front of goal. That was my opinion of it. And here's the thing, right? With England's selection that winds me up, as do most things. Gareth Southgate has picked Harry Maguire, right? And he's in poor form for Manchester United, who are sitting bottom quarter of the table.
Mm-hmm.
He was arrested in Greece in the summer, and that's still not been resolved. So he's not exactly a good role model. Why is he in the England setup?
I don't know, because he come out and said, didn't he, old Southgate? He said, I think it was the selection for the World Cup that should have been this year, that he was going to pick informed players, blah, 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 blah. But we've seen it in
behind the backgrounds, putting the strings going.
I'll tell you what, it must be.
He's English. He's a centre-back. He plays for Man United, so he has to be in the team.
I know what you're saying, and it shouldn't be that way, because there have been much better players.
It should go on. It should go on form and not on reputation of a club.
Yeah,
or your previous reputation. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I think the worst thing Harry Maguire's ever done was leave Leicester?
Big time.
I think there was a petition for him to be on the £5 note when he was at Leicester in that Euros, and since then I think he's really tarnished his reputation for a lot of people. Because before that, I thought he was quite a good fella. Looked like quite a laugh, but actually seems like he's a bit of a knob.
So Harry Maguire, if you're watching,
I've got a 5 head. You've only got a 4 head, mate. So pull yourself slab head all you like. Right, moving on to Belgium. 2-0 loss.
Yep.
That's terrible.
Very lackluster performance.
Was a very lacklustre performance. Poor goalkeeping from Jordan Pickford, but sort of to be expected.
Why does he keep getting picked? Why do they keep picking Jordan Pickford?
Clues in the name.
Not
Clues
even,
in the name.
Yeah,
he can't
Pickford.
even
Pick
get
me.
into his team squad at the moment.
He only
Why
got
would
dropped for one game.
Picking for England.
I
Still.
think this is the trouble though. Dean Henderson doesn't play for Manchester United. Arguably one of the better keepers out the three. Nick Pope has been in poor form. Burnley have been awful this year, but they've had a lot of key injuries. So although he is making saves, he's also letting in a lot of goals. So you've got to pick the best out of a bad bunch, haven't you?
Mm.
How can you justify picking someone who's not playing or in really poor form? Just you've got to pick the
But
best
he's
player.
in poor form as well.
Yeah, but
He keeps letting in simple goals through his arms, through his legs, and
better form than Nick Pope is.
yeah.
Everton are higher up the table. They were top of the league for the first 4 or 5 games. It's just an unfortunate thing.
A new goalkeeper.
Well, Jack Butland's back in the Premier League picture at Crystal Palace now, so maybe a run of games for him, and he'll be back in the England picture. Not a bad shot stopper, but let's move on. We haven't got this week one good, one bad, just because England's.
Well, we have.
Well,
No,
we
no,
have.
no. I've sussed
There
it.
was one good.
Go
one
on.
bad. We won
Yeah,
one. the last one.
yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let's rework that title then. One good, one bad. Off you go.
One good. England won against the Republic of Ireland. Phil?
One bad. England lost against Belgium.
There we go. Bosh.
Okay, job done. Right. Let's move
Moving
on.
swiftly on.
Moving swiftly on. There was no VAR because VAR doesn't exist in international friendlies as far as I'm aware.
VAR! Bloody VAR! Bloody very bastard!
So in that sense, that's a win.
Have a rest.
That would
Yep.
be, that's my good. No VAR. So predictions.
Yes.
We did make some predictions for the score lines from these England games, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I got 3 points for one of them.
You did. You did. The England versus Republic of Ireland. Ian, you suggested it was going to be a 3-0 win, and it was. Phil, you said 4-0. I said 2-1. Spot on, 3 points for you there, Ian. A point each for me and Phil for the correct result, not the correct score. We come on to Belgium versus England. Ian, you said it was going to be a draw. Phil, you said England were going to win. I said England were going to win. No, I said Belgium were going to win 2-1. If Harry Kane had actually buried some of his fucking chances, might have actually scored a goal. Excuse my language. Yeah, so I got a point from that. Obviously, we have got the Iceland game, which is due this week, unless something has drastically changed. But Ian, you are currently sitting on 3 points. Phil, 1 point for the week, and me 2 points for the week. Obviously, the result depends.
Chicken dinner.
Results depend for tomorrow, but I'm not going to do the season update until the game is finished and we can update as of next.
So we've got those predictions. Shall we go with our predictions for next weekend's games?
Yes.
So we have 3
Three big
games.
games.
Yeah, they all land on a Sunday and they're all on Sky Sports because pay-per-view has been scrapped. Woo! At least until New Year. And
Is that an any other business topic that we're going on to?
Yeah, we'll do. I just thought it'd be a good time to announce it there as well.
No, that's fine. The only reason I'm asking it is because I didn't know if we just wanted to elaborate on that now.
Yeah, go for it.
Whether we come back.
Go for it.
No, we'll come back to it. We'll do the
We'll
predictions.
come back for it.
Yeah, we'll do the predictions first. So, Ian, you are the 2 o'clock kickoff against Sheffield United.
Yes, we are. Well, Sheffield United have been poor. They haven't got Dean Henderson this year, so they're leaking goals. They've had a little bit of upturn in form recently, so that's not necessarily the best for us, but we are also in very good form. We have a defender who's been involved in more goals than anyone or any other defender in the Premier League this year and created more chances, and that is Aaron Cresswell. We have the return of the Messiah himself, Mikel Antonio, allegedly. He's fit, he's training. We've got a man called Thomas Souček. We've got Vladimir Kufau. We've got Said Benrahma, mate. We've got Pablo Fornal. All of these players are in good form. Like, we've got Declan Rice. Need I say more? 3-1, West Ham.
3-1.
Easy
Very positive.
peasy. We don't take L's.
Unless you lose.
Not this season, unless we lose. And then I'm going to re-upload whether I cut that bit out.
Would just be a static image, Phil, again.
Technical difficulty.
Mr. Phil, your thoughts on the game?
Yes, so West Ham away, Sheffield being poor, as Ian said. Even though they seem to be having a lot of possession, it just doesn't seem to work. They're missing opportunities left, right, and centre. It just doesn't work out for them. So I do see them losing this game and going West Ham 2-0. I think you say that West Ham in form. If Antonio comes back as well, you've got goals coming in your way. So I'm going for an easy West Ham 2-0.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go along the same lines as you, Phil. With Sheffield currently sitting on bottom, I know they have got a bit of a point to prove. They are playing at home, but to be honest, with the way that this year's or the current season's gone, and since we have been in lockdown, the home and away advantage doesn't mean anything nowadays. I think comfortable win for West Ham, 2-0. Next, we come on to Leeds versus Arsenal. Oh boy, am I dreading this game. Leeds are a team that have done really well this year. I think their league position doesn't do them justice with some of the performances they've put out. We are playing away. We're terrible away. And as recent form would show, when I predict us as a loss, we win. So, by that logic, I'm going to go us for a 2-1 loss to Leeds. We've had some players that have had some issues whilst travelling abroad. We have had quite a few players that have played in international breaks. Thomas Partey is still injured. He got picked up the injury just before we went into the international break. We don't travel well, so yeah, loss for us.
Go on, Phil. You have next. Or don't.
Is he actually frozen?
I have no idea.
Oh yeah, there he goes. No idea. We're waiting for your prediction, mate.
Phil Banham, everyone.
Waiting for your prediction.
Right, I'm going. I'm having mine. Your prediction of Leeds winning, I think, is a very real thing. They've been playing well. I think been unlucky with some results recently. You're not in the best of form, and I know you said when you predict Arsenal to lose, you win. I can't see it myself, my friend. It's 3-1 to Leeds for me.
Jesus.
Patrick Bamford with a couple of goals.
What
Right.
happened? Was it mine that just died?
Yeah, you look like this. You know, when we were talking about the technical difficulties, and Ian was in like, that's exactly what you did. We were waiting for about 30 seconds. For
So,
you to
Phil,
give a
your
response.
prediction.
And then you started doing this. You're like, well, like, Phil, are you going to give us your response?
For people listening on the audio version, Phil just sat doing nothing, as you heard. It looked very similar to what you heard, and then he looked very confused, just looking from left to right, and then disappeared. So that's that.
Yeah.
There's no more to it.
It all just kept on disappearing and coming back, disappearing, coming back. It was very confusing and weird.
Right,
Okay.
So,
Phil,
is this the Leeds Arsenal game?
Yes.
Yes.
So, Leeds seem to be playing very well and tough to break down. Arsenal are playing a bit dodgy and leaking goals, but do have potential threat. You've had a international break, so chance to regroup and get things back together. Leeds haven't had a great run, but they are scoring. I think it'll be a very tough game. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
Ooh,
Interesting.
1-1 draw. Sitting on the fence a bit.
Yeah.
A lot
Right,
of
the
thought into
last-
this one.
The last
lot of
game, Liverpool versus Leicester. Liverpool at home. Mr.
We've
Bannerman.
got home, yes, and we might as well put out our under 23 squad at this rate. Everyone seems to be getting injured or getting illness or something happening. It's just awful.
I literally thought you were being really cocky then. I was like, might as well put the under 23s out. I was like, all right, mate.
We all
no,
know
no,
how
no,
that
no,
went,
no,
didn't we?
we?
That makes sense now.
We might not have an option because there's no one else left. It sucked. All these games and everything else that's going on, just really bad time. We haven't had any injuries for 2 years, and suddenly, bam, everyone just gets injured, and you two must be going
Yes.
and partying inside.
Do you know what?
Let's-
I've been
let's
watching.
just clarify.
Get a tiny bit closer to us.
Let's
in the
just
league.
clarify. I'm not happy that people are injured or have injured themselves or have suffered injuries at the fault of training. It's just
You're just happy
choose
that
my
we
words.
can't put out a full strength
yes,
squad.
yes. That's it. Thank you. Perfect. That's
The
even
chances
better
of
when I
winning
was
go
going
down.
on. Yes.
I think you're on your own there. I'm glad they're
What?
injured. welcome to my world. I'm glad you're injured. Join a queue. Come on, right?
Okay.
What's your prediction?
Yeah. Sorry.
My prediction it's at Anfield. We played Leicester last time round, and we won, so that helps. Leicester are hit and miss at the moment. I think they play a good game, then have several bad games. So you never know who's going to turn up with Leicester at the moment. And it's a away game as well. I think it should be the bad version. I'm going to go for a very close game, but Liverpool coming out victors up 2-1. We know how to win. We're a winning team, and I think that will get us through.
Mr. Hawes.
I think I'm going to go opposite to you. I think Leicester, I think their last game they had a pretty comfortable win, I believe.
They did
But
against
with
City,
your-
and then they lost the 3 on a bounce after that.
But with your current injury crisis, I do appreciate that you do have a better squad depth than you have done previously. However, when your squad depth is also getting injured as well as your main first 11, I think it's like seven or eight players you got out now, something stupid. I do think it's going to be very difficult for you guys, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Leicester.
Be wary of the man who on form called Diego Jota.
It's a good point, but when you've got the likes of Mo Salah's out and he's got or tested positive for COVID,
Yep.
Henderson's out injured, your defence is out injured.
You don't need defence. Just
So-
need good attackers.
So
With Mo out, you can just put Jota in. So you got Jota, Mane, and Firmino. Works well.
well, I'm going to get onto my prediction. I'm going to interrupt there because I was going to start off by saying Liverpool have got Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Joel Matip, Fabinho, Salah. Oh no, wait, no, they haven't. They haven't got any of them. They're going to lose. You're going to lose, mate. 100% you're going to lose 2-1. I do think Jota will get a goal. But
He'll get injured.
Firmino's gone from no-look goals to no goals.
Cheers, Dan.
Mo Salah's gone and breathed in someone's sneeze. Virgil van Dijk has died.
May you rest in peace. That is the news.
Josh.
Joe Gomez
It's
also
just,
has died. Jordan Henderson also has suffered a slight injury.
mate. It's just. There's no point. Like, just nullify the league now. Just retire. Go. We're finished 20th. There's no point in trying anymore. Because when you
Do you know where we are in the league? Have you
It
seen the table?
doesn't matter, mate. Doesn't matter. After 3 weeks of having no defenders and no midfield, and
And
you could-
still
you're
second by 1 point is...
you're going to
that's
end up.
harsh.
You're going to end up making up all this sort of rubbish excuses like VAR doesn't go in your favour, and
Have you seen our injury list?
and have you seen our injury list? And COVID last season meant that we've had to play more games now, and it's just not going to happen. Leicester
the end of the day,
Leicester can smash you,
We're
mate.
still
Smash
above
ya.
Arsenal and West Ham.
Don't matter,
by
mate.
far.
Don't matter. Don't care.
That's what matters. The table matters at the end of the day.
But you wanted to be in a league with two teams. You and Manchester United wanted out. I think you should be kicked out.
Who's that? Who wanted them?
Liverpool, Man United.
That's some person and one person from each team
Yeah, the
who's
people,
involved in a project doesn't speak for the rest of the club.
well, they own them. So, I mean, all the things I own, I speak for. Right, I want out. Get out.
I don't. My wife does.
Very true.
Right.
Oh my!
So you'll go for a loss as well.
2-1 to Leicester. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll take it on the chin.
So Arsenal are going to lose. Leicester are going to lose. Liverpool are going to lose, and West Ham are going to win. And we'll have a big grin on my
He's
face
gonna
next
be a
week.
happy chappy.
We'll
Very happy
see.
chap.
100%. 100%.
He wants 9 points, don't you, Ian?
Always. I need them. Don't want to fall too far behind. I know we always tip for relegation, but come on.
No, I think it means for
Yeah, I know that, but where you look at our league table, I am tipped for relegation still, even though I got 3 points at the weekend.
Yes, good point. It's a good point. I just wanted a chance to show off the trophy again. Not
And,
the.
and Mike, while we're showing off, I just want to say, well done to Southend. They actually won a game.
Well done, Southend. All right, mind you, you were watching the Canby game, weren't you? You said they were done.
Yeah, Canvey were in the second round of the FA Cup. They would have been playing Southend, but Southend couldn't beat Boreham Wood. Which is probably quite a good thing for Southend, because losing to Canvey, there's always a fight. Always 100% without a foul. There's always and they're always people who've never turned up to either get any games, whatever. Right. So, but yeah, Boreham Wood in the second round, which I believe is also on the BBC. So,
do we know when those fixtures are?
December.
Oh,
I want to say the 12th, but I don't know.
no, that's fine. That's fine.
I don't want to get out false information.
All make a point of watching that game and also making a prediction.
When a little bit of a cast back here, when I played at school, we used to go and play football occasionally in the park next door to where Canby Football Club is, Park Lane. And every now and again we used to wander up the road and they were training and they would do, bear in mind this is an adult team and they were doing fairly well at the time. At the age of like 14, we used to beat them 6 or 7-0 in a training game.
Sign him up. Was that when you played in goal? Or?
Yep.
Oh, there you go, mate.
I played in goal for most of them, but I also played as the what I like to call the headless chicken roll. You know that one that just runs and runs and runs. This is like I was half the man I used to be.
Oh, I remember those days.
But yeah, I didn't like.
Not for you, for me.
I didn't stand in goal and like I do now, gasp for breath after like shouting, put a cross in at the other end. You know, like, without even doing anything. It's not like those days. This is when
Ian,
peak fitness.
The game is not in December. It's on the 30th of November.
Oh, that's close.
At 7:45 on BT Sport 1.
Oh, there you go.
And on BBC.
So I was close with the date and the streaming service, but hey ho.
No, that's fine. I think we should all make a point to watch that game and also give our predictions that week, including that game, because that's the second round. The third, we don't come in until the third round, do we?
Third round, yeah. If they get through that, they've got a chance of. In fact, I would love to see. No, see, it puts me in a sort of a bittersweet mood because I'd love to see Canvey West Ham. West Ham have sent like youth teams and a West Ham 11 in pre-season games to Canvey, but if West Ham got drawn at home to Canvey, that I would really enjoy going to see that game. Chances are though, it's never gonna happen, is it? Unfortunately,
You never know.
Fingers crossed.
That's the beauty of the FA Cup, mate. Even we can win it.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be able to go to the stadium to watch it, which is what I'm saying.
No,
so although it will happen, and I'll be like, yeah, fantastic. It would also be sort of, I wish I was there to watch it. So if that happens, West Ham or Canvey, do you want to employ me as some sort of media representative for the day? You're probably not watching,
mate,
but
shout.
I'll put my hand up. I'll do it.
Mate, do a tweet campaign.
What, and have all of us just say, yeah, that'd be a good idea. Everyone else
That's
be going,
fine.
no. Have you heard their
Shut up.
podcast?
Shut up, you mug.
Is there VAR in the FA Cup? That's what I want to know.
There'll be me shouting over your shoulder. Bloody hell.
Right. So we've moved on from predictions, have we? We've done predictions.
Yes.
We've sort of done a little bit of grey area. Go on.
I was just about to do my little tenuous link
Go on.
into watching the games. Pay-per-view being scrapped.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Until
There's
the new year.
January.
Good, but bad, because that means that it's going to come back probably at a lesser cost, but it's going to come back because it's only been scrapped to the end of the year. Premier League are rubbing their fingers together going, if we get more money out of people. I think Sky Sports and BT Sport are both going, how can we get more money out of people without seeming bad? I don't believe for a minute that they were totally against putting it on, because otherwise they would have just gone, no, we want no part in this, sort it out yourself. Give it to Amazon, give it to BBC. So I get maybe retrospectively they looked at it and went, probably not the best move, but I don't believe for a minute that neither of them wanted that money. But yeah.
They just jumped into that. We're like, yes, please. Cha-ching.
Oh, 100%.
But I think it's thought through properly. To come back and say, we'll pause on it, review it, and maybe bring it back at a lower cost just shows you that they were wrong to do it in the first place.
But this is where I think market research is going to go a long way to do for this. Is that I get that we're paying our standard subscriptions such as your Sky, your BT, your Amazon Prime to be able to watch these fixtures. I get that, and obviously they do want some money going back into the Premier League, whatever it is. I think correctly what you said, the charge is going to come back. But I do think there is going to be some sort of market research to see how much people are willing or would be willing to pay for those extra games. But there's part of me that's just thinking, just till the end of the season, we haven't seen anything like this before, certainly in our lifetime, in terms of where it's affected people's well-beings, sports. It's affected the entire world. They've got fucking shitloads of money. Just do some. I think they would really benefit from potentially more business in the future by showing a bit of goodwill and saying, for the rest of this season, you can have the games at your normal subscription cost, and then next year it will be charged at whatever. If we're still in this position, which fingers crossed we're not.
Yeah, no, I agree with you in that sense. I mean, I don't know. I know it was like a 4 or 5 year deal, wasn't it? They signed with Sky Sports and BT picked up the rest. But at the beginning of the year, or of 2020, I mean, I'm not talking about football season. There was talks of the Premier League making their own streaming service, and there was a number of prices banded around, but one of the ones that kept coming back was $15.99 a month for all games. So my point being, if it's not knock around houses, scrap off Sky, scrap off BT. Yes, they bring in a lot of money, but go direct to source. Premier League, $15.99 a month for every game, and they stay on this. You can go, I'm going to watch 6 or 7 games. A bit like when Amazon showed it. You could watch games live, but then you could watch them after the fact as well. Would you not do that? I don't know any football fan who wouldn't go.
I would do it without a shadow of a doubt, because there's, as much as I love Sky Sports and BT Sport, I love watching sport, and if there's something on, see, for me, BT Sport I watch more of currently, because of the American stuff, so the baseball and all that sort of stuff. Love watching that. There's some motor racing on there, it's not that great, but then again on Sky Sports there's stuff like the darts, there's stuff like the golf I watch occasionally, NFL, the Formula One, not really my bag, but I know it's Phil's bag.
Boxing.
So there is, but I've got Box Nation on BT Sport as well. But there are Oh, and UFC as well on BT Sport. So there is there is a vast majority of sports that can entertain you. But for me, the only reason I really pay for those packages is because of the football.
Yep.
And the darts, the world championship of darts in December.
Do you not think if they went, because football and darts go together, don't they?
Yep.
Play darts in a pub while you're watching a football. So, from the Premier League's point of view, if they made a streaming service, they control who the advertisers are. So they're when they go, well, and there's no advertising. Yes, there is. You can choose to put advertising on it. That's at your discretion. But then you could link with other sports. So, we're doing a match up with the darts for December. Darts for December. There you go. I've even given you a name. For an extra £2, you can watch all the darts you like. Every single matchup is played, all on the Premier League streaming service. And then you not only do you get that captive audience for your football, but then you draw in extra attention. People who might not necessarily watch the football will because they want the darts as well. And then you're putting the darts out to a bigger audience than it might normally get. I mean, I know there's a number of different federations and different bits and pieces, some good, some bad, some indifferent, some that are in financial trouble, some that are not. So why not link sports together?
And it's a good platform, especially if you do that. It can be worldwide.
Oh, 100%.
It'd be great to see it. Just don't stick it to UK and England, but make it worldwide. You get, you can easily lean on the vast fan base for the Premier League and bring in so much more revenue. More revenue that you would get from the UK.
I don't think you would get much uptake though for worldwide, because there's other streaming services who have better deals than what we have already. So unless they was to scrap worldwide coverage, which I don't think they do, because
are you talking about like Fox Sports and MSNBC and stuff like that?
Yeah, so like the Americas, Europe have their all different things. Asia have their own certain things. It's like you look to China, there is Premier League deals in China, and they are very carefully managed by the Chinese government. So I don't think they would scrap them, because you wouldn't get that business, because the streaming service, they've got no control over what's on there. Advertisers will be different, although there is ways around that. It's quite simple, really, especially when you've got a company the size of the Premier League. But I don't get why they haven't done it already. Why? I know they're tied into deals to a certain extent, but why not go all those ones that are not being shown, $15.90 a month, $15.99 a month, and then it gives you a bit of a teething period, doesn't it? Because you're not showing all the games, you're showing 40% of the games. You're getting an income. Actually, you're sorting out all the different problems within that.
Is there clauses in the current contracts that stop them? That's the one I'm wondering. Is there something going on?
I can't imagine there would be.
That the Sky BTs and stuff are going, hang on a minute, can't just do that just yet.
Possibly. I can't see it though, because 3 o'clock kickoffs they don't show anyway.
And the way.
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, if it's contradicting fixtures, I can understand then kicking off. But if it's ones that are not being shown anyway, that wouldn't normally be shown, I can't see there would be much of a problem with it. It's just like if that where we have like a little burst of Santander Sports, whatever it was, a couple of years ago, that come in and show 8 games a week or 8 games a month, and they're just.
I remember when they did that as a pay-per-view, and I remember it was Setanta Sports.
That's the one.
My dad, West Ham fan / Southampton fan, depending what day you catch him on. I said to him that I was out of my own pocket money, I would pay for us to watch Arsenal versus West Ham, and it worked out. Whoever lost had to pay the thing. Luckily, Arsenal won that day, but I do remember Setanta Sports.
I think everyone does that. Get with yellow banner. They was around for about a year and then it disappeared off the face. Oh no! And then it was showing like Punjabi B-side driving championships, wasn't it? It's like,
isn't that effectively what BT Sport become?
ESPN, then BT Sport took over ESPN, I think.
Well, ESPN's
I think there's
They
certain
tried it for a little
I
bit.
think there's certain different bits of companies own different shows and stuff. But yeah, my opinion on pay-per-view. There you go.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
I have got other news though,
Got him.
and this may spoil it for some people, but they may not necessarily be into our podcast. So we do have 2020's World's Strongest Man.
Okay.
Yes, I've been watching, keeping an eye on this. This is good.
Usually, World's Strongest Man takes place in February, and comes out on stuff at Christmas. But because of obviously a worldwide pandemic, there's been problems with it. So a number of big names didn't quite make it for different reasons. A number of other up and coming people got injured during heats and finals. But we do have a new World's Strongest Man, and he's the youngest World's Strongest Man ever.
Me.
Well, he looks a little bit
not.
like you, to be fair. No, it is Orlovsky Novikov. He's the World's Strongest Man. And a shout out to the Albatross Tom Stoltman. GB's own, we're Scottish because he didn't win. No, in fairness, he's one of my favourite strongmen. Come second. King of the Stones.
He's a future talent, Tom. He's a big bloke.
But he's such a lovely guy. He's such a lovely guy. And then JF Caron is always sort of there or thereabouts, come third. So Brian Shaw,
Canadian.
who is could have got the record for the most World's Strongest Men with 5, come 5th. Adam Bishop, another Brit, 6th. So like we've got some good strongmen coming up at the minute, which is good. But yeah, just a little shout out to that because it's one of my favourite sports.
And we have to wait till New Year's to watch that as well. It just sucks.
Not if you go to the World's Strongest Man site because they stream all their own events. Much like the
Premier League.
Much like the Premier League should, and it is really, really good. But yeah, so usually it's on BBC around Christmas time.
Channel 5 nowadays.
Channel 5, whatever it is now. But yeah, definitely worth a watch. And in other news, Mason Greenwood.
Oh, yes.
Right, now, before we get started with this, I will
We had
say...
him a shovel.
Well, no. I will say I haven't seen any confirmed reports of this, just lots of rumoured. And I hope that it's false for his sake, because looking like one of the country's hottest prospects in terms of football, looks like he could be a future world star if he doesn't go the route of Ravel Morrison. So, rumoured reports, which I've seen on numerous sites, is that he was arrested for kidnapping because he took a 17-year-old girl who allegedly had her permission to start off with, and she was quite fine with it, to a hotel. Don't know what went on in the hotel, but this girl was missing for over a day, so her parents reported her missing. One of her mates said, "Oh no, she's there with him." They turned up, arrested him, and the rest is a bit muddy. So they arrested him for kidnapping, let him out 24 hours later. But, he's a young man, isn't he? I don't know how old he is. 18, 19?
19.
So, potential that there could be a friendship there from previously when they were younger. But, one, as soon as you hit 18, you've got to know that that's wrong. Number 2, as a professional sportsman in the public eye, surely someone should be saying to you, "What are you playing at? Why are you? What? Don't even entertain it." But hopefully, it's all false. I would love to come out in a couple of weeks and go, all of that was a complete nonsense, and it was just made up, and it was horribly wrong. But
either that, because I mean, the person's or the kidnappee.
Yeah,
I say that the rumored kidnappee.
Yeah,
she is of consensual age, which is good.
Yep.
For him, so it can't be the same brute as what was his name, Adam Johnson.
Yeah.
which is good for him. And it could be the reason why broke on that is because charges may have already been dropped
Yes.
because there was nothing in it.
Yes. Well, from
They could be-
from what I've read, she was there consensually, not against her will, but because she was reported missing and she's not a adult, she's not allowed to just disappear and go where she likes when she likes. So when people then report her missing because she wouldn't answer her phone and she's been away for over a day, if you were over 18, you would go, okay, yes, it's a bit odd, but you're a consenting adult, you can do as you wish to a certain extent. But you're still under that age, you're a child, so you've got to let your mum and dad know where you are, dickhead. Right? Not
Answer
so,
that phone.
but surely a phone call would have gone, oh yeah, I'm here, I'm all right, no worries, I'll be home tomorrow. They would probably, I am 99% sure they probably would have gone, okay, don't do anything stupid. Like, call us if you need pick up. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was going to say, to be fair, with these types of stories, people get a sniff of, oh, they earn X money, they're a high level sportsman.
this is
Dollar signs.
this is
pound
what
signs.
yeah.
What can I say to get as much as I can from the situation and kind of exploit it to the nth degree?
Yeah. In fairness, that was my view on it. Was that
Speak
And that's
up.
what needs to be said.
no, but that may well be the thing of do that. We're report you missing. We get a bit of a payout. You don't know. You don't know the motive, but say hopefully it all gets resolved and it because say he was dropped from the England squad for breaching COVID protocol. And you think you've got the world on a string. Why would you try and fuck it up?
He seems he likes
Because he's a
girls,
kid.
or he's women.
Yeah,
He's 19.
so
He's got money. He's got influence.
yeah, but so my advice to Mason Greenwood, then, if that's the case, is sack your agent because he's not doing you any good. If he's not telling you what to do right, I mean, if he's not been able to guide you and say, mate, come on, steer clear of that. If you're not on a level par as well to be able to make that decision and go, probably not wise, then maybe have a word with yourself. Look in the mirror and go, what am I doing? Where do I want to be in 5 years? Do I want to be
Quite
MBE
quick
as
slope
Marcus Rashford is? Or do I want to be a Ravel Morrison who's playing in some obscure league and has really ruined what a fantastic future he could have had? I don't get it. I don't get how these people surround themselves with management that don't help them out more. I think they've got their agents, they've got club people whose sole job it is to help them out at Manchester United. So they're not doing. Maybe there is real deep rooted issues at Manchester United, and this sort of thing. They've gone, yeah, that should be all right. Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry. Harry Maguire's the same. Manchester United, nah, don't worry about it. Just tell them that you
play for Man U.
Yeah, and try and pay, and it'll be fine. I can't get my head round how you can have polar opposites in the same football team. Surely they should be looking, like even these senior players, like in the changing room, should be saying to him, "This is what we need to do." Yeah.
It's like,
You think,
what are you doing, son?
But a bit like, and this is a little bit of a throwback. When Zlatan was there, you see the reports of him spending time with Martial and Rashford after the games, after training, talking to them, mentoring them. Where's that coming from in Manchester United now? Because there doesn't seem to be any. You think
Certainly ain't the manager.
well, certainly he's not the manager, but you think the likes of your Paul Pogba's, your Harry Maguire should be setting an example? Are they really the people you want to be, your younger team to or youngsters to be looking up to, going, that's how I want to be, that's the sort of professional I want to be? Questionable for me.
Jesse Lingard.
Yeah, but I can't say. Yeah, but I know he's.
He spends more time on YouTube than he does playing football.
Yeah, but you can't fault him for that. If you're not being picked, you've got to have an outlet somewhere. But you've got to remember, he's a young and up-and-coming future star. So
No, Greenwood. Not Lingard.
I'm talking about Jesse Lingard. He's only about
Jesse
20.
Greenwood.
And upcoming.
Jesse Greenwood. Jesse Lingard. He's only about 21, isn't he?
He's 27 now.
I know, it was a joke. He's known as the young up and comer, isn't he? It's it's not funny when you have to explain it.
Funny enough, I was having the same conversation with my dad earlier.
What about Jesse Lingard being a young up and coming player?
No, it was about Mason Lingard and Jesse Greenwood.
Oh, okay, those two, the brothers. Yeah, but no,
Cousins.
I know there's lots of talk about bad things that media's trying to call out Rashford for buying some houses. You think he's challenging the government on their policies? He's raising money for people who are not as privileged as he is, and he's securing financial security for his family for generations to come. I don't see what's wrong with that. Don't call him out for it.
Because some people got a bitch about something, mate. Unfortunately, we're getting well deep here. We are getting well deep. But this is the society that we live in. Unless someone's moaning about something, there's nothing to write about. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? And I've figured it out. It's just a penny's just dropped. There's no VAR in international fixtures. So none of the sport writers have got anything to write about apart from rubbish that should
make it up.
Or make it up, yeah. No confirmed resources. So
bad reporters.
Get a job. No, they have got a job. They're reporting. Be better at your job. Yeah, be better at your job. That's what I'm saying. So, have we got any other business apart from those two things?
We have got, if you haven't already seen it, our 100th episode video is released. Go check it out. It's the highlights of our first full year-ish, first year highlights.
The first 100 videos, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of what we've done. Don't worry, there's not 100 videos in the highlights. It's just snippets from some of the best we've done.
If you've got time on your hands, because we are still in lockdown for another 2 weeks,
go watch all.
Go and watch them
from start to finish.
Yeah, and if you do that, and you can prove it, I'll give you a high five.
Me too.
A virtual high five.
Once we've come out of lockdown, though.
Once we're allowed to touch each other again.
Yep.
Do you think there's going to be an upturn in caressings?
I hope so. It's been ages since I've been caressed.
Well,
I'm fully expecting you to do it when I say you.
If you're lucky, mate.
I can only hope.
And on that positive note,
yes,
I think it's probably time to wrap this up.
Yes, before I say anything else incriminating.
Well,
thank you for watching, everyone.
Yeah, we are FDT-TV. Make sure you're subscribed over on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. All of our handles are below us and in the descriptions of everything in our link trees. Thank you.
Download us, listen to us everywhere you can.
Yeah, and thank you, and good night. I've been
Ian. I've been Mike.
And he's been Phil.
How?